Good morning. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, Instagram. Yes, there we are. And of course, good morning, Grant lovers and Montessori friends from all over the world. This is, today is Thursday, February 13th. And it's a special day because tomorrow is the Valentine's Day, February 14th. I don't know if you celebrate Valentine's where you are. For us in Czechia and in the center of Europe, the Valentine's Day is a bit of an uh, imported, what's the word? Celebration or, custom or something like that. And but some people like it. I kind of do. My husband says he doesn't celebrate it, but then for us, there's always, never enough opportunities to hug each other and to do something nice for each other. So he comes with flowers in May, on Mother's Day, on March, and all of those things. And I do something nice on the Valentine's Day. But this is my main Valentine's love. This this show, Good Morning Grant Lovers. I see people are already joining, and I see Hanka is with us from our school, and I see Alice, a friend of mine, and Diana and Ludmila. Good morning. Please put in chat where you are joining from, so that I know, and also if you can hear me and if you can see me properly. So I'd love to see some response from you so that I know I'm not alone. So in comments, not in chat. Chat is in Zoom, but here on Instagram and on Facebook, we have comments. So if you're still there, please put in comments. Hi, yay, hello, Roxanko, so nice to see you. I'm going to talk about you a little bit in just a moment. It's good to have you. So one day before the Valentine's Day and before this series ends, welcome to Good Morning Grant Lovers Show. I have enjoyed this so much, and I have to say that in just that process of thinking about what is it that I'm going to talk about, I came with so many insights myself and things that when you kind of put them into consciousness, you realize how much you know about something. And I'm so thankful for that. I did say once that if you woke me up in the middle of the night, I could talk about grants for 3 hours without preparation. So I think that stands, and I just verified it by experience. Hello, Emina, so good to see you. I am wondering if any of you had any major ahas or breakthrough moments, as you know, throughout this series. Is there something that you didn't know before and you found out here, or something that struck you, some positive transformation in your approach to grants? And if you'd like to share it with me, I would love to hear from you in comments about that. And welcome to Diane, and to Yindra also, and Ludmila. Good morning, Ludmila. I hope you're well. I'm thinking about you when you're moving. So, did you have any major breakthroughs when it comes to grants, and how does it resonate with you, the topic of grants? Does it resonate with you? Please let me know in comments, because I'm wondering this, I've done this this is my 9th time. Tomorrow is the 10th half an hour of Good Morning Grant Lovers stream, and I am wondering if this had any impact on you. I really hope so. I really hope that you are getting enthusiastic about grants, and that one of your breakthroughs is that you are seeing how many opportunities there are for you, and that I'm giving you a bit of hope that you can actually access some of this money. And I know it's hard to be a Montessorian and to want to bring Montessori to your community. Your name's Emina, for example, is a colleague who has been working with us for some time, and also Ludmila. Ludmila her mission is to bring Montessori to Ukraine. Amina, if I'm correct, is working in Bosnia. If I'm correct, Amina, if not, please correct me. And her project was to bring Montessori to an orphanage there. And as you can imagine, things like these don't come, you don't make money when you want to do something like this and bring Montessori to an orphanage, to children who live without parents in this community living situation, being taken care of by people who don't have any clue about Montessori. This is not a situation which actually can generate any money. So you do have to think about how to fund this. And one of the ways you can do this is through grants. And of course, fundraising, and I'll talk about this a little bit as well. So I hope that you are getting some inspiration here and that you're seeing some light at the end of the tunnel, because I know that it can be pretty dark in the tunnel when you're trying to do something like this, and especially when you're trying to do it alone. And in fact, I just got a text from somebody this morning who is in Romania, and she's a dear colleague and a dear friend, and I haven't heard from her for such a long time. And I said, how are you? You haven't been in touch for such a long time. And she wrote me back such a sad text, and she said, this whole time I've been struggling with issues, and with financial issues and with hardships. And I said, please come to our community and talk to us about it, because we can help you. And if you ever traveled on an airplane, you know this metaphor of when they say that when you are struggling with hardships, and this includes financial problems, and just bringing Montessori to your community, it's hard, it's big work, it's sometimes one can feel alone. What you need to do is you need to put an oxygen mask on yourself first, so you can help other people. And what does it mean to put the oxygen mask on yourself? Well, it means you get help for yourself. You become part of a community. You go to people who can give you advice and who can support you and who can help you. And you don't. So if you are there alone, and I have a suspicion that some of you who are watching here actually are alone in things, you need to find yourself some colleagues who are going to help you, okay? Because being able to ask for help and being able to becoming part of a community of people, of practitioners, is one of the indicators of your future success. People who struggle alone aren't getting anywhere, okay? They're only going to go and burn out over some time. So I'm going to put on a little bit of my strict voice here. Normally, as you know, I smile and I shine hope and love and passion and empathy. But I'm going to put on a little bit of my strict voice here and say that if you're struggling alone and you're not doing well, you need to stop that. You need to find people who can help you. And in your community, yes, Amina, I know, and I know, darling, that you do, and you need to just let's just connect, okay? Because if you try to do things alone, you're not getting anywhere. And you know it. You know how it feels, and it doesn't have to be complicated. There are other people who do the same thing as you, and it's not. It's actually, I know it takes courage to go somewhere and say, I need to become part of something bigger than myself so that I can get some hope and so I can get some insights. But you only need to do it once. And we've worked together before, Emmy, and you know how much of a difference it made. So I'm here for anybody who wants to build financially sustainable programs, and I will always be talking about this, although some people don't like it, that we talk about finances and about money as opposed to pedagogy and Montessori and vision and mission and all of those things. So I'm here talking about how to make a difference in a Montessori way, but also how to build your programs in a financially sustainable way. Because the money part is the second side of the coin. One side of the coin is pedagogy and wanting to make a difference. And the money part is the second side of the coin. And you also have to think about that. And you can learn from other people how to do this. And can talk to other people, ask, how do you work with state officials? How do you deal with unpleasant parents who are always unhappy? This friend of mine in Romania who wrote me this morning, she's been struggling for 5 years with unhappy parents. And I know there are so many other people who resolved this and who have processes and documents and structures that can help her, but she keeps struggling on her own. And then it's like, I'm thinking, why are you alone? Why don't you help yourself? So to Amina and to Rita and to Julia and to Roxana, who actually has been part of our community and she is getting the help. She is one of the people who got the grant and more grants for her project. I'm here for you, okay? All you need to do is come and say, I want to be part of this. So I hope that you you will always be welcomed with love and understanding and empathy, and that it's my mission to help you. Your mission is to help the children. Yay for my kids. Hello, I'm thinking for my kids, next stage 6 to 12 Montessori. Yes, I completely resonate with you. I've done that for my own children, and there are many people who want to do that for their children here too. So, open arms, love in my heart. This is my mission. You are helping children in orphanages and in underprivileged communities, and I am here to help you. Okay, that's great. I am so happy, Amina. This is just so amazing. I'm so happy. I hope you come for the course and we're going to find you. I will personally help you find some grant funders for the work you're doing. Okay. But I need to, let me see, let me just check on Instagram to see if we have any comments there. No, we don't have. Ludmila says good morning. Ludmila also reached out to me and said she wants to talk to me about grants. Ludmila, I haven't forgotten. We're going to do that when I come back in Prague, okay? All right, so what I want to show you now, this morning, before we start, I want to talk about how grant money can make more money. And I decided, because yesterday I had 5 bullet points and I think I got only through 3. I have only 3 today, so hopefully I'll be able to get through the 3. But before I get into the 3 different ways that grant money can make more money, I also want to show you a little image. Let's see, share screen, and 1 second, let me open it here and show you something. And what I want to show you is this. It's your ideal stage of, all right, let's see. All right. Share screen. Okay, let's do it this way. You're going to see the Canva design, but that's okay. I think you can see it now. Let me just check that you can see it. I'm not going to give you a whole lot of theory because we don't have enough time for this, but I do want to imprint this image in your heads and say a word or a term that I would like for you to leave with today, and that's called diversified funding matrix or diversified funding mix, or a financial strategy, maybe that's easier to say, which takes into account that you need to think about different sources of money, different sources of funding, and how to acquire this different sources funding from different people and from doing different activities to combine into one unified functioning system. Okay, and this is just to give you a simple example. This is what approximately how this could look for a Montessori school in Europe. Don't take into account the percentage. I was just doing it off the top of my head and to give you an approximation or an image. So this would be for a Montessori school in Europe, most likely, which is able to get grant money, which has a primary focus that sells some services. So for example, this could be they have a 3 to 6 program or 6 to 12 program. That's what I'm calling primary service. So 40% comes from their fees, 30% comes from grant money, and then they do a little bit of fundraising and they have some individual giving, maybe from parents or from businesses around their school. They get a little bit of state funding. Some of you are getting state funding for your Montessori school. And then there's something that is called other business models. And I will explain this a little bit in more detail so you all know. So what you need, basically my main message is, and I'm going to make it as simple as this: when you're starting or running a Montessori project of any kind, you as a leader need to have in mind that you need something that's called a financial strategy, okay? You need to think about how you're going to get all the money for your project, or for your school, or for your after school 6 to 12 program, or whatever the program is that you're building. You need to think about how you're going to get the money, okay? And sometimes we feel resistant, and because we love Montessori so much, we're so passionate about the pedagogy that that's all we want to do, is see the beautiful faces of children on whom we have impact, and see the beautiful environment, classroom, and all of those things. But if you are a leader, and if you want to maintain this, you have to look at both sides of the coin. And that's why I'm here helping you. And actually, you can fall in love with the second side of the coin as well, as I have done. And then when you are in love with the both sides, then you can actually build a financially and humanly and mission-wise sustainable program, okay? So financial strategy means that you think about all the different sources of income that you can get. And obviously, you will focus on selling your main services. So you will focus on getting your classrooms filled or getting your program filled. If you're a consultant, you will make sure that you will try to achieve to have your calendar full with consultations that are paid. But you will also know that focusing on this, when you are a mission-driven organization and you want to make impact and you want to serve people who may not be able to pay the full fee, you have to think of other ways. So in your head now, after the series, is grant money. I also have to learn how to write grant applications, because grant money can really help our overall financial sustainability. So you also think about that. But you're also going to think about other things. You're going to think about fundraising events, for example. Hanka mentioned our family market, which is a fundraising event, and there are many other small fundraising events and activities that you can do during the year. You can use the Giving Tuesday, you can go with crowdfunding, you can ask people and companies for individual donations, so you can get a little bit of money through that. And you also need to think about how to do that, how to incorporate that into all what you do. And state funding either comes or doesn't, so we don't have to talk about that. But I do want to talk about the other business models as well briefly. And what does that mean is that you can think about other ways to make money outside of, for example, having a classroom and selling spots in your classroom. What are other ways to do that? There are different types of things you can do. One I want to mention right now is what we do at our school, and that is that we are starting a program now which is called the Montessori Academy. And because we have enough experience of sharing about our Montessori practice with other people, the staff of the school are going to start running small courses to give to parents, to give to guides, to give to other colleagues, and they're going to charge a little money, and it's going to become another source, a small business model and another source of income for the school. So this is it. This is as much as I can say now, so that we don't run out of time for the other things. But diversified income or revenue funding portfolio. In your head, you need to have that you need to look for all kinds of different ways to raise funds for your project, okay? And when you do this, there's one really positive thing about it. Let me stop sharing. And that is that you do not destine yourself to be dependent only on one source of income. So in no way I would like to say that you should rely only on grants. The key to success is having more sources of income that can guarantee that you can be here in 10 years from now. And I know, put in chat, I would like to know from you, do you want to be here with your project 10 years from now? Or are you doing it for just 1 year, 10 years from now? Just type in comments 10 years from now. I want to be here 10 years from now. I want to build a long-term project. I want to have long-term impact. So when you start from this big thinking and you say, okay, I want to be here 10 years from now, and what are all the ways that I can earn money? What are all the things I can do? Then you are more likely to be here in 10 years than if you just rely on one. If you rely only on fees from parents and your parents are going to be unhappy, oh yay, 20 years from now. Thank you, Joanne. I knew that you would say something like that. If you only rely on fees from your clients, from your primary business model, and your clients aren't happy or you lose a teacher, you put yourself in a very shaky situation. As opposed to if you think about, all right, let's apply for this grant and let's combine this grant. When something like that happens, you become much more stable. Okay, so that's what I'm saying, and that's how we've built our school. Yes, perfect, Amy. Thank you. 10 years from now. That's how we've built our school. And that's what we're doing at Montessori Institute Prague. We're always looking for different types of ways to bring in some revenue, including me doing online courses. This is one of the business models that we've come up with to increase our financial sustainability, to share with the world about business and marketing and financial sustainability and making an impact and diversified funding and all of those things. We do that. I do that as Montessori Institute Prague, as the founder of Montessori Institute Prague, to improve our financial sustainability. It's part of our financial strategy. So what is your financial strategy? And are you going to make this decision today to join this grant writing course to learn, not only to make money from fees, but also to incorporate grants into your strategy? Okay, enough of that. Now I want to go into the 3 ways how, okay, let me just organize my screens here. I want to go into the 3 ways how grant money makes more money, because I'm sure you're really interested in that, okay? All right, so I'll start with the most complex one, and that is that when you are thinking about writing a grant application and you are thinking about a program or an activity that's going to be funded by the grant, you always need to ask yourselves a question. When this grant is over, is this going to become a business model? Okay, so what you're doing is you are applying for grant money to pay for you to create a new business model. Okay, and this could be, for example, when we're a volunteer group of mothers, and our biggest need was to get the space where we could meet. The idea was, once we get grant money to help us pay the rent, then we have this space, and how can then we use this space to generate more money? Okay, so that's where that thinking is, what you need to do. How is this grant going to help me generate more money? For example, in this recent grant, Building Bilingual Programs, the bilingual Montessori team created a book, a field guide. They created a course. Now that field guide is available for free for download. And when you download it, people need to give an email. And then when people give an email, we can contact with them and say, would you like to come and join this course? So again, when we created that grant application, we had in mind what is going to be the business model when the grant is over. And make no mistake, grant funders, people who give you money to do this, they want you to think in this way, because then they know that when you do that, you can continue to provide the help to the community, and they care about that particular community. So they really appreciate this business mindset. Okay, so it's not that you're getting grant money just to pay for whatever you need to pay for, and then when the grant is over, it's over and you're sad. When you apply for grants, the way I do it, the way our formula, our step-by-step process is designed, you always think about what's the business model when the grant is over, okay? So we have lots of experience creating courses as part of grants projects. I've created a requalification course for mothers who were learning how to be Montessori lecturers in family centers. We've created a methodology how to start an adolescent program. I'll be talking about that tomorrow, which is available. And even if you create only quote unquote, something that's free, that you have to share for free, because sometimes you have to do that. You share it for free, but you get an email in exchange for the download or for the document or for the book. And then when you have an email of somebody who is interested in this, you can start communicating with them and asking them, how can we help you next? So when you apply, so I'll just wrap this up and say, when you apply for a grant for money, you always have to think about how, when this grant, what is it that grant is going to help you create that is going to become a business model, another source of revenue for you when the grant is over, okay? So grant money makes more grant money when you have this entrepreneurial mindset and you use the grant money to help you create more business models that can bring more revenue. So that's number one. Number two, and some of this is relevant for people more than something else is relevant for others. For example, for Amina, working with children in an orphanage, if I'm thinking, in my entrepreneurial mindset, Amina, if she gets a grant to support the children in the orphanage for 1 year, maybe bring in a guide or buy some materials and go there and spend time with the children in the afternoon, that one thinks maybe I don't see a business model behind that, but I do. And this is the entrepreneurial thinking you have to have, and you learn this, it becomes a habit, and then you start thinking in that way from the start. So what Amina can do is she can create a process out of this, an example of how she helped children in this orphanage, and then she can create an online course to people who want to help children in underprivileged circumstances. There are so many Montessorians out there who want to do this and who don't know how to get the money, or they don't know how to work with state officials. And my gosh, Amina knows enough about how to work with the people who are working in that particular orphanage and how hard it is to come in and try to help because they don't want any help. So Amina can take this really beautiful and valuable experience and she can start sharing about it with the world. She can create a membership program. She can sell membership to people who are helping children in underprivileged circumstances. She can create a paid community where people support themselves. There are so many things Amina can do after she gets that grant and she has that experience, and then she can take that experience and monetize it. So grants do generate more revenue if you know how to think about it, okay? Second way that grants create more money is, and I call this grants attract grants. And how this works is that once you start getting grant money, if you once get a grant from somebody and you carry it out and everybody's happy and you help your target group and you gained all of that experience, you will go and apply for more grants, and the people who are you're going to tell them, I got this grant, I did this work, we had these results, we had this, we made this particular impact. And those new grant funders are going to look at that and they're going to say, oh, this organization has experience with grant money. They have done a remarkable job. We want to give them grant money too. Plus, sometimes grant funders like to match other people's grants. So when you got a grant from, for example, your municipality, and then you go and there's a local corporation, a local foundation that gives money, and you say, look, we have half of this money for this project, and we need the second half. Will you support us? They may be more likely, or they will be more likely to say yes, because grant money attracts more grant money. And once you get into that cycle, you will see how it works. And we have Roxana here, who is a wonderful example. She applied for one grant and then she was able to get another grant. And I know that she described her experience with the first grant in her second application. And so did Indra, and so did Lucio, and who else was here? So did Hanka. So once you get your first grant, once you make that first breakthrough, your grant is going to attract more grants, okay? So that's the second way. First, you make a grant, a business model. You create a business model that's going to generate money when the grant is over. Second, if you get one grant, 75% increased chance you get more grants, okay? All right, let me see. And then the last one, and I'm out of time, so I'll cover the last one, and then we'll talk about what's happening tomorrow. When you start getting grant money and you're able to pay people, and maybe you're able to pay some rent for your facilities, those people and those facilities can generate more revenue as well. So how does this work? We have, and I've done this for over 15 years, that we had all these grants running and coordinators, managers of grant projects, and There's always more capacity when you're working on a project. For example, we're paying you full time, but you spend zero. You spend 3/4 of your time working on the project, but you still have a little bit of capacity working on something else. We're going to pay you full time from the project, and we're going to ask you this 1/4 of your capacity, for example, to report about the project and about the grant activities and use it for marketing. Okay, so when you in your time that is paid by the grant are going to be consistent and talking about what our organization is doing and how you're doing those grant activities. You're going to be on Facebook, you're going to be on Instagram, you're going to be creating emails and newsletters and blog posts and articles, and you're going to share all this beautiful free content with people. You will bring us more clients for all of our other services. So a person who is paid through grants can bring, by working on the grant but also on marketing the activities, to bring you more clients and more, for your school. You could have, for example, beautiful example is Hanka, that you heard talk about how she built a community in her school through grants. The community coordinator, of course, organized all these community activities, but she also shared with the world about what she's doing and how beautiful our school community is. And it brought more clients. So she generated more money for the school thanks to being paid by the grant. And the same principle works when you are paying rent or part of your rent for your facility through grants. And once you already have that facility, you can do so many things. If when you have a school and you have a school space, it doesn't mean you shouldn't be just using it for the school. You need to use that space for other things. You can start an afternoon parent and child program. You can rent the space to somebody who wants to do yoga for people. You can do weekend babysittings or weekend camps so that parents can take a weekend off. You can do summer camps. You can do so many things when you once have a facility that's going to bring you more revenue. So people paid by grants and facilities paid by grants are also a source of income. So this was very intense. And you can see I got all heated up. And the reason why I'm so passionate about this is because we have to really have this entrepreneurial mindset. We always have to think about, let's see, there are so many opportunities for you out there, ladies and gentlemen. There are so many things you can do. If only you look at the world as a place where opportunities are provided and doors are opening. And once you make that switch of your mindset and you say, okay, now world, show me what are the things I can do so that I can bring in more money and so that this can be sustainable, because I know I'm doing a great job. I'm changing the world for good. And I know you're here to help me. The universe is here to help you. And it will start showing you one opportunity after another. So entrepreneurial mindset, always looking for opportunities, how you can make your beautiful mission impactful, but also financially sustainable. And I see Kata joined. Oh, it's so nice. Joanne, it has been such, oh my goodness, this session just flew by so quickly. If you joined a bit later and you want to go back and listen to the beginning, the minute I hit the end stream button, it gets uploaded to Facebook. I will upload it to Instagram a bit later. And also, I'm collecting these recordings and uploading them all on YouTube. And I'll share with you when we're finished tomorrow. I'll share with you the link to the whole playlist, so you can always go back. I feel really good about these sessions, I have to say, guys, and I care if you feel good about them too. But for me, this feeling I have of satisfaction from sharing my passion, and I know I left my fingerprint in your worlds and in the world by giving this hope about grants, because there is a lot of hope out there. And so I really hope I touched you. I really hope I brought some hope to your days. We've done this for the past 10 working days, and I really hope that your day after you are here together with me is lovely. I hope that it's positive. I hope that you start looking around yourself and thinking, I'm not alone. There are other Montessorians who are doing this, who are struggling, and there's so much collective wisdom that we can share. And yes, I can do things. If I managed that, I made my mission, and I'm happy. And I'll be here one more time tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last session, and it's the promised how we started our adolescent program through grants. And I know that's a really cool topic, and I decided to leave it for the last day. I might even show you some photos if I have time to prepare. Let me see my notes. Yeah, so I hope I showed you what's possible. That's my message, okay? Leaving a fingerprint in your world, showing you what is possible, and letting you know I'm here for you, letting you know you don't have to do this alone, letting you know you don't have to struggle. There are ways to do this, and all you need to do is just show up every day in the morning, do the work, have faith, and look for opportunities. Yay, and let me see my notes. Yes, so of course, a reminder at the end about the grant writing course. I have this beautiful new website. I don't know if I mean, some of you might have seen it, so I just quickly share it at the end. Then I have to run to our breakfast. We made it for breakfast, by the way, yesterday. So grant writing. Oh, thank you so much, Emmy. Oh, this is, you know, Amina, it goes both ways, okay? For me to know somebody who is doing such a hard job in a country which has dealt with so many things, this is what keeps me going. This is my passion, working with the most beautiful and amazing and brave people, such as yourself. And so it goes both ways. I'm as excited about you and your work, and it's my honor that I can share with you. Grant writing made easy. Plummy has just put the link to the course. We have this beautiful, fun design. I loved working with our designer on all these hearts and little bears. So here are all the benefits. I think I convinced you about the benefits of doing this with us. So it's just to remind you, and to remind you that you do need to sign up by end of the day tomorrow if you want the 197 euro price. What are all the things you're getting are in here. One thing I want to say is that the course actually starts in April, and it will be 6 weeks of personal support twice a week by Plummy and me. But if you buy now for the 197, you will have immediate access to the course, which is in here. Let me just, maybe if I can do this quickly, you go in here in the website, and then you're going to have access to the library. And I don't have the course here, but it's going to be so funny. Okay, so the course is in here in the library. We need to publish it. I'll go back to the website. It's okay. It's such a beautiful library like this. That's all I wanted to show you. I'm so proud of this. But what is going to happen is you're going to have, okay, am I still sharing? No, okay. You're going to have access to the videos immediately. And that's what I was going to say, that you can start. There are 10 plus hours of video content available. They are short videos, short on purpose, bite-sized, maximum 20 minutes. You can start watching the videos, and you can start learning the step-by-step process in advance. And you're going to get a head start, because then when we start in April, on April 8th, to actually get together as a group, you will be ready. You will have listened to all the videos, and we can start working on finding you a grant funder. Okay? So that's the advantage. That's the biggest bonus of actually joining now, except outside of saving 100 euros, of course, which is a big thing. So until tomorrow, it's 197. Tomorrow, at the end of the day, it turns to 297, and then we're starting the official campaign to people who weren't joining here and who are not part of the community yet, to new people. So because you're part of our group already by coming here and by participating in our other projects and by listening to me these 10 days, then that's your bonus. You can enter for 197 euros only, and then you have access for 1 year too, so you don't have to rush. Anyway, I do have to rush now to my breakfast. I love you. I am so happy you came. Amina, thank you for your kind words. It really means the world to me, and to Joanne as well, and Rita and Kata for coming, and Ludmila, and Julia and Veronica. I'm enjoying this so much. So thank you for that. See you tomorrow, our last session, and I hope to see you in the course, as many numbers as possible. Okay, Love you. See you tomorrow. Have a lovely day. Good morning, grant lovers.